there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we're going to go over the top 10 reasons why America would dominate World War III if the conscripts decided to find out. So sit back, dust off those 1911s, and let's start the show. Let's start off with some of the obvious reasons why we would win. I present to you the F22 Raptor. This is the ultimate mass extinction tool that we have yet to publicly use against any legitimate foreign military. If any of the countries we don't like decide to get froggy and leap, by the time they land, their ground radar displays are going to look like the swarm of bees that took out Macaulay Culkin. 45 seconds after that, they'll have exactly 4 remaining civilian aircraft in the entire country. Current F-22 pilots are the most dangerous men in the world and are being held back by global politics. They are chomping at the bit to see which one of them can have the fastest record for becoming an ace. That is not the only thing in the air to fear either, though. We also have the world champion tag team tank destroyers, the A-10 Warthog, and the Apache Helicopter. With these two platforms combined in an active combat zone, they can guarantee that anything on the ground with or without an engine can be effectively turned into a scrapper's wet dream. There has yet to be a vehicle or building that either of these platforms can't reset back to basic components. Between the 20mm cannons to the 30mm cannon on absolute crack, there is zero shortage of man-made hail, not to mention the rockets, the Mavericks, and the Hellfire missiles. With the Apache, all the gunner has to do is be able to see you, and then you can be sent back to the ancestral plane if he chooses. Basically, anything in sight is in range, and the stuff not in visual range is also in range, so that's a thing, I guess. And good luck shooting these things down, by the way. The Warthog is basically a flying tank, and the Apache its IFV equivalent. But instead of deploying soldiers, it sends out IOUs for body bags. Once the F-22s do 4 years worth of damage in 12 hours, the Warthogs and Apaches are going to clear up what's left, and then you're going to have the sky fill up with those little 80-second airborne guys hungry to remind the world of what happens when they get dropped behind enemy lines. They are ready to be anywhere in the world and on the ground, reconstructing your infrastructure into connect pieces within 18 hours. That means Putin messes around today, and by tomorrow, some PFC will have found some farmer's daughter to be his new wife. And that's a happy ending. Yes! That right there is what happens if you are lucky. Worst case scenario is we send a Marine division to do what Marines do. And if you're in a country without crayons, well, they're gonna be hungry and they have loose rules of engagement. Honestly, it doesn't matter what branches walk in your streets because they've brought the E4 Mafia with them, and they're trying to get back to doing nothing as soon as possible. With the E4 Mafia in charge of getting stuff done, you can rest assured anything that you plan to be a problem for our troops will just be a minor inconvenience and a story back in the bars stateside when it's all over.
This one time at band camp?
What's your name?
The E4 Mafia.
We have a whole new set of up-and-coming weapon contracts that I'm sure our DoD would love to start fielding to see how they perform, and a whole generation of soldiers that joined too late to see combat and are eager to prove that they could do what the soldiers before them could. Just imagine the hellish nightmares they're gonna unleash when given a wartime budget and a free rein to try to kill as much as possible. You think what Ukrainians are doing with drones is bad? Just you wait, buddy. Just you wait. I mean, we had a random teenager in Connecticut make national news for putting a 9mm and a flamethrower on a drone. And that was just some kid's hobby, not a trained Marine with a machine gun, $1 million MIT drone dog, and a truck's worth of 100-mile-an-hour tape, combined with years of video game experience. Yikes. Now, let's say you happen to survive all this and you're thinking about trying to bring the smoke over to us directly. Well, you're gonna have to go through our Navy because the only other routes are through Mexico and Canada. Mexico doesn't want to be any part of this nonsense because they've seen us walk through their country and plant soldiers in Mexico City before, just to prove a point.
America!
Our neighbor upstairs, while being great at war crimes, know that we'd just wait till summer when the Floridians are looking for a place to cool off for a while. We'll just tell the Florida face eaters that Canada said Tim Hortons was better than meth, and the rest will take care of itself. Bonus, Canadian bacon would be just called ham, and that's the way it should be. But back to the Navy. Well, guess what? They saw you leave port, and if a carrier strike group sails within 600 miles of you, you might as well call yourself Gilligan because your boat ride is officially over. I mean, the Navy has an entire part of it called the Silent Service because submariners don't even tell other Navy folks what they do. Just know that they're all over the world, you're never gonna find them unless they tell you where they are, and each one of them carries enough nuclear weapons to reset humanity Nagasaki style.
Bada boom.
Congratulations! You've made it to the United States. Would you like to pick a state to be buried in, or would you just like us to do that for you? You've just stepped foot onto a land that has more armed citizens than any standing army in the entire world. We don't answer to anyone, we have no rules of engagements, and I mean, like, we kill each other for recreation and throw Molotovs at each other over not picking the correct person in local elections. What the heck are you gonna do?
Nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I mean, what do you think we're gonna do when we actually have somebody to express all of our frustrations with taxes on? You have no chance. We've got LARPers and mall ninjas just foaming at the mouth for a chance to prove that PSA is really just as good. Oh, that's a genius line, Cushy. I love you. Not to mention the 20 years worth of veterans highly versed in insurgent tactics and nothing else to do with their downtime. We already have times of the year in certain areas of the country where people play the game known as fireworks or gunshots. I mean, for God's sakes, we have a city nicknamed after one of the countries we went to war with last, and that city has strict gun control. Let's not forget that there's enough privately owned tanks to start our own citizens armored division. I mean, even Whistling Diesel has one now, and that guy's already shot himself in the head with a 50 BMG. Do you really think you're gonna be the one to stop him? We have places that you can drive and shoot tanks like it's an amusement park. Not to mention the veterinarian that has the gun collection about the same size as all the stuff we left in Afghanistan. Then you got Garantham and his posse of weirdos coming at you at night wearing quad nods over pit vipers because, well, it's a vibe. I haven't even brought up what's gonna happen when we tell the inner city gangs that drive-by practice is legal, or when Ohio realizes what's happening. They're always a bit slow on the uptick, but when they realize somebody's threatening the Kid Rock tour, you're gonna go out here and bow and ba and enter the afterlife thinking, what does that even mean? You know we can't talk about world wars without mentioning the venerable 1911. Well, we may give 1911 owners a lot of crap here. I would not want to be on the other side of one of those geriatric pin shooters trying to prove that once and for all it was the World War winner. These guys have wanted nothing more than a chance to show off how reliable their Kimbers are and what a 45 will do. For extended ranges, these old timers will break out the original Yeet cannon and you and 7 of your friends will be picked off from 800 yards, only to hear the faint sound of a ping in the distance. In reality, you stand a better chance in your own country against our military than coming here. It's just going to be a giant competition between the boomers and the millennials on who can get the most kills before Gen Z makes it to the fight. If you guys like this video, make sure to come check me out over on Twitch when this video drops and tell me in the comments what other ways the USA would dominate. And don't forget to join us next time on Twitch when we still don't know what the heck we're doing. Bye-bye. Hi, Cammy. Are you a fur missile? He's ready to go. Fur missile. Somebody's got the zoomies.